2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
All right, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, Fred VanVleet, a first-time All-Star in 2021, said of his journey, quote, "It's like a movie storyline, just scratching and clawing, all the work and the sacrifices. I'm always going to have this great perspective that allows me to navigate differently and helps me succeed." Brian?
Allie, his toughness and IQ, a big factor for them. Thanks for that. At this stage of the season, it's not unheard of to see teams lose steam. Doris, how do coaches keep their teams motivated for the second half of the year?
I think one thing quality NBA coaches do is they emphasize an NBA regular season is a marathon, not a sprint. Whether you are winning or losing, you're always building the foundation of your program. Do you have good defensive habits? Do you share the basketball? Are you committed to winning? Are you about your teammates? So much goes into success.
A look at the starting group for the Pelicans. Jones and Ingram run the wings. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Murphy in at the power forward position. And for Toronto, VanVleet and Trent Jr. team up as the backcourt. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. Now here's Barnes. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Valanciunas with a rebound. No team has had to make more sacrifices than Toronto during the pandemic.
You are right about that, B.A. I mean, they had to change their home base to Tampa. In essence, they spent an entire season on the road. It was tough for everyone, but the Raptors faced some big challenges.
Fantastic replay we just saw of the Mobile One drive.
Yeah, taking the onus on himself to make something happen. Got it into the teeth of the defense and made them pay.
Trent outside. Ingram against Barnes. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
This is a guy very willing to put his body on the line. Scotty Barnes gets that defense to commit and accepts the contact.
Scotty Barnes taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
Yeah, bottom line for this Pelicans squad, they need to get better on the defensive end. They may have to get more 3-and-D type of guys on this roster.
Second free throw, no good. All right, so about the Pelicans, what has been holding them back?
Well, B.A., it's definitely not the offense, especially with the healthy Zion. If they can find a way to have greater consistency on the defensive end, then they can take a big step as a franchise.
Valanciunas, and so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. That's on Jakob Pirtle.
Well, the big man has quite the presence inside. Jonas Valanciunas gets physical and draws the contact. He's got to stay aggressive.
That one misses.
And one thing you know you'll always get with Valanciunas, he's going to rebound. Offense, defense, no matter what, he's attacking the glass.
And no luck that time either. And with his size and reach, Valanciunas is a monster on the boards, Grant.
That is true. I mean, impossible to move in the paint. He gets a wide base and just vacuums missed shots. And his great touch allows him to rack up second chance points as well.
Now here's Ingram. And you look at the numbers, currently around 22.5 points a game. For three, McCollum. Offensive rebound. Outside for Ingram. The three. And the Pelicans get it back. Fades and shoots. And that one hits the back iron.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
That one's good for two.
Boy, Scotty Barnes, the complete package. Nice interior finish there.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
McCollum against Van Vliet. Right side Jones. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
And guys, so many great players coming out of Canada. The Raptors have converted a nation, not just watching basketball, but to playing it as well.
And Grant, you think back to those early Raptors jerseys with the big dinosaur. They admit it was aimed at the kids.
Yeah, of course. I mean, rather than win over the older hockey fans, they went after the younger generation. And now they're all grown up and packing the seats.
That one's off. So Toronto going with almost an entire new group here. Achua's checked in for Pirtle. Young comes in for Pascal Siakam. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Barnes. And it's Flynn in for Trent. And a new group getting ready for the Pelicans. Nance, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hayes comes in for Murphy. Marshall, he's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And Alvarado's subbed in for CJ McCollum. And he sinks the second. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Pass to Flynn. Back to Van Vliet. We've got 1:23 left now in the first quarter. Hernan Gomez, no good. The Pelicans have gone only 1 of 6 so far. Here's Marshall. And here's Hayes. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Marshall, guarded by Young. Marshall can't hit.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
To the paint. Here's Flynn. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Man, good whistle there.
Personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Toronto, Malachi Flynn. 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Richardson's checked in for Jones. And that's good as he hits both shots. New Orleans has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Pass to Marshall. Here's Nance. Shoots from 14. That one doesn't drop.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Here's Van Vliet. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Boy, what a nifty move from Fred Van Vliet. Works so hard on the handle, so tough.
Here's Alvarado. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Misses in close.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
And so it's Toronto closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. We'll be right back. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. You know, you take a look at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
Well, teams are always hunting mismatches. Grant, I'll put it to you here. You prefer a speed advantage or a size advantage over your defender?
Well, BA, it's all about the mismatches. And going back to when I was young and actually had some speed, it was great to be able to have both, depending upon who you went against. If a smaller player guarded you, use your size to shoot right over them. And if a bigger defender was on you, then yes, use your speed to turn the corner and get to the rim. So it depended upon who was guarding you.
So for New Orleans right now, C.J. McCollum is out there with Josh Richardson. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Murphy in at the 4. Going all in, that was the 2K drive. Well worth a second look.
Yeah, and in close games like this one, BA, you need toughness. Guys who will run to the fight and get after it.
To the inside, Flynn. There's the block. Barnes against Ingram. Step back shot. That one a little long. The Raptors with a lead. And C.J. McCollum getting more on-ball action after his move away from Portland, Grant.
And McCollum has showed that's where he's best. Great at breaking down defenders and setting up others. He looks very natural as the primary playmaker.
Now here's Ingram. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. That one on Barnes. And when Pelicans fans watch what Ingram has become, it takes the sting out of the Anthony Davis trade, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram has grown into a full-fledged star in New Orleans. I mean, he's a centerpiece for the franchise going forward. Now, looking back, it seems like it was a win-win trade for both teams.
And he can't get the first one. And some changes here for the Raptors. Pirtle comes in for Achua. And Boucher subbed in for Pascal Siakam. And a change for the Pelicans. Jones, he's checked in for Richardson. No good on the second free throw.
Uncharacteristic trip to the line for him. Just lost his feel on those shots.
It's Barnes on the wing. Unloads from 13. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
How about Scotty Barnes showing off his IQ and pick and roll? Does a nice job finding his teammate.
Outside Jones. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. McCollum outside to the paint. And Valanciunas gets it to go on the assist by McCollum. Valanciunas has got his second basket of the night. For Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. Barnes finds Trent. Ingram against Barnes. There's 1:34 left in the second quarter. Yes, it's good.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Jones. Out left to the wing. Here's Murphy. Offline with a 3.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
How about about Scotty Barnes, guys? The fourth pick in his draft class, a guy who proved from the outset he was going to be reliable, efficient, versatile, and a two-way player. Pretty impressive stuff.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Barnes. And the Raptors with some changes. Young, he's checked in for Boucher. And Van Vliet is subbed in for Flynn. And the Pelicans will go for a different look here. Nance, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Hayes comes in for Murphy. Marshall, he's checked in for Ingram. And Alvarado's subbed in for CJ McCollum. Good on both. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Here's Marshall. No good on the shot. And Toronto will go the other way with it. After this game, they can look forward to Detroit, where they will match up against the Pistons. That'll be the first leg of just a 2-game trip for them. Now here's Trent. 7-point game. Biggest lead so far. Barnes with it. Hayes picks him up. They get it back. Young. Some solid defense from Hayes. The Pelicans have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Pass to Marshall. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Now Nance. Guarded by Van Vliet. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It goes on Fred Van Vliet.
Well, who says this isn't a contact sport? Larry Nance taking the initiative to draw the foul. Nice.
Taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
What you respect about Larry Nance Jr. is his work ethic. This guy wants to keep getting better. He adds more and more elements to his game. He is such a fun player to watch.
And he's good on the second. Siakam outside. And rejected. From deep. And the first half now in the books. It's the Raptors. They lead by 6. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
10. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They have a 6-point lead. Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
There's been a ton of energy in this building tonight. And the way this one's going, they're going to need the energy down the stretch. It's a tight ball game, and their fans know how to give them a lift when they need it.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Terrible execution deal, offensive end, rushing things, taking bad shots. Here's the thought. Now the ball inside. Our percentage looks, get yourself to the line, get back on track.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joe, what up?
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Scotty Barnes with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, I'm not really sure what defenders can do to slow him down. He's just too skilled.
Well, perhaps the most impressive thing has been his incredible consistency. This guy is a great player who always brings a ton of energy. What a great half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Van Vliet and Trent Jr. team up as the backcourt, and it's Pirtle in at the 5. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half. McCollum's shot is off. The Raptors with a lead. Siakam left side. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Siakam's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, you love the unselfishness of Fred Van Vliet. This guy is so good recognizing when his teammates are open.
Here's McCollum. Toronto grabs the miss. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now. And as solid as Pirtle is during the game, his free throws, Grant, can be an issue.
BA. It really limits his minutes during close games late. You know, he's right around 50% for his career. He has decent form, so there is some hope for improvement.
Here's Valanciunas. And good work on the boards as they picked up the second chance points. Valanciunas has got 6.
Well, I think this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on, his ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done.
Now here's Van Vliet. You know, his impact on offense has been terrific, scoring just around 20 points a game.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Here's McCollum. It's a 10-point game. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's Jones. And no good. Pirtle with some nice D.
Trying to get it going. Only 1 for 5 to start the second half.
Count it. Good. And now a 12-point Raptor lead.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
That was another look at our Mobile One drive of the game just a moment ago.
Making an impact. I love the aggression. Playing on that front foot and looking to expand their lead.
Ingram, the pass to Jones. And he stays with it.
Well, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
Outside Barnes. Back to Van Vliet. 1:33 left in the third.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
A lot of it comes down to great fundamentals. Establishing position early, controlling the backboards.
Now here's Ingram. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Murphy. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. For Toronto, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Barnes, it's good.
It's problematic for the defense because Scotty Barnes has been allowed to catch his rhythm, and his game is really flowing right now.
New Orleans calls timeout. And now it seems Siakam is in his prime. How do you see his place in the league, Grant?
Well, I really like him, but he seems to be an elite second option. Not sure if you want to build an entire offense around him, but certainly has proven to be an important piece to a championship-level team.
So both teams making some changes here. .58 seconds left in the third. Pass to Marshall. Now Richardson. Nance left side. And it's stolen by Van Vliet. Here comes Toronto on the push. Here's Achua. He's guarded by Nance. Now Van Vliet. He's got 6. Hernan Gomez on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice D from Valanciunas.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Pass to Richardson. Here's Marshall. 12 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Here's Valanciunas. Banked it in off the glass. Valanciunas has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, I think this guy just loves the game of basketball. The preparation, the interaction with his teammates. He has fun out there on the floor.
And so it's Toronto. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. Defense is setting the tone. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Jonas Valanciunas, Brandon Ingram out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Alvarado in at the 2.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Pass to Alvarado. Now here's Ingram. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. Siakam's got 4 rebounds now. Van Vliet with it. Trent outside. The 3 ball. And a great assist by Van Vliet as that one goes.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Fires from deep. Knocks down the triple.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Van Vliet outside. Back to Barnes. Up and in on the layup.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
McCollum, the pass to Valanciunas. Here's Alvarado. Pass to Ingram for 3. Achua with a rebound. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonas Valanciunas. That's foul number 2 for him. Hurdles checked in for Achua. And the Pelicans also making a change. Jones, he's checked in for Alvarado. It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
Yeah, obviously he had the shot well anticipated, able to shut it down with authority.
Shot from the inbound. The shot's good. Barnes has got 9 points here in the second half.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Time called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And with the offense reeling, coach has to get these guys on the same page.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Here's Ingram. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's his second personal.
The length of Ingram poses issues for defenders, which is why he gets fouled a lot.
For the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Ingram. Both free throws good from Ingram. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now.
2 minutes remaining in regulation time.
Siakam, pass to Trent. Van Vliet up top. Back to Trent. Up top, Barnes. Three-pointer, Van Vliet. And the Raptors, another 3.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Here's Valanciunas. It's good.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Great game for him. Double-double now.
I'll tell you, that's a big-time finish through contact. Jonas Valanciunas takes the bump, doesn't worry about it, just goes right through the strength.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Raptors.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course, they closed strong.
And they increased their win total to 29.
And this team really wanted to at least split this season series.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Scotty Barnes.
And I love his composure. He didn't try to do too much or force things, but he was ready to take advantage of every opening the defense gave him.
Siakam outside. 6 to shoot. Goes up from the top of the key. It doesn't go for him. And it's New Orleans taking it the other way. Outside Jones. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
That's his third personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Pelicans, Herbert Jones, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Jones. Jones hits them both. 24 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Barnes passes to Trent. Now here's Hernan Gomez. Pass to Benton. Back to Hernan Gomez. It's Barnes on the wing. Drains the triple.
With very little left on the clock, they've got a comfortable lead, and the fans are loving it.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
So, no problem for Toronto as they get the win, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Hey there, I'm here with Pascal Siakam. The shots were falling for you tonight. How'd you like the flow offensively?
I like it. You know, we play for each other like we always do. Move the ball around, get the open shots. And today, they went in, so we got to continue to play.
It's helpful when it goes in. Thanks so much, Pascal.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.